Did you know that Texas has its own power grid separate from the rest of America? Or that the state has more species of bats than any other state? How about the fact that there's a town in Texas that sits on 5 different geological formations at once? Well, Texas is a state that's full of crazy facts like this. So settle in because we're about to reel off 50 of the wildest facts about Texas that you probably never knew. Fact 50. Guadalupe Peak. Texas's highest point is Guadalupe Peak at 8,751 feet in West Texas. It's part of an ancient reef system from 265 million years ago when this area was underwater. You can literally climb an ancient ocean floor that's now the roof of Texas. The peak sits in Guadalupe Mountains National Park and offers stunning views across 2 states. Fact 49. The Ogallala Aquifer. Beneath the Texas Panhandle lies one of the world's largest underground water reserves, the Ogallala Aquifer. It holds enough water to cover Texas 9 feet deep. This massive underground lake supplies 30% of the nation's groundwater used for irrigation and keeps West Texas agriculture alive. But it's being depleted faster than it can recharge, raising serious concerns about the future. Fact 48. Big Bend's Hidden Canyon. The Rio Grande carved Santa Elena Canyon in Big Bend National Park, creating 1,500-foot limestone walls. The river cuts through the Chihuahuan Desert, forming one of the most dramatic canyons in North America. You can kayak between Mexico and the U.S. through towering rock walls. The canyon's sheer scale makes visitors feel tiny against ancient geology. Fact 47. Ancient volcanic activity. The Davis Mountains in West Texas are the remains of ancient volcanoes that erupted 35 million years ago. These peaks aren't your typical Texas landscape. They're genuine volcanic mountains with igneous rock formations that tell a story of when Texas was geologically violent. Mount Livermore, the highest peak, reaches 8,378 feet and offers cooler temperatures than the surrounding desert. Fact 46. The Balcones Fault. Running from Del Rio to the Red River, the Balcones Fault Zone marks where the Texas Hill Country meets the coastal plains. This 300-mile escarpment creates a dramatic elevation change and is why San Antonio has so many springs. It's still seismically active today, occasionally producing small earthquakes that remind us Texas geology is alive. Fact 45. Texas's disappearing coast. The Texas coastline is eroding at an alarming rate. Galveston Island loses about 5 feet of beach per year on its eastern end. Meanwhile, the Bolivar Peninsula has lost entire neighborhoods to erosion. Scientists estimate Texas loses 25 feet of coastline annually in some areas. Rising sea levels and increasing hurricane intensity are accelerating this process. Fact 44. Palo Duro Canyon. Often called the Grand Canyon of Texas, Palo Duro Canyon stretches 120 miles long and plunges 800 feet deep. It's the second largest canyon in America, and its colorful rock layers reveal 250 million years of geological history, painted in reds, oranges, and yellows. The canyon was carved by the Prairie Dog Town Fork of the Red River. Fact 43. The Caddo Lake Cypress Forest. East Texas's Caddo Lake is the only naturally occurring large lake in Texas, and one of the few places in the world with an ancient bald cypress forest. Spanish moss drapes from trees rising out of dark water, creating an eerie, primordial landscape that looks like Louisiana. The lake covers up to 42,000 acres and is a maze of bayous and sloughs. Fact 42. Flash Flood Alley. Central Texas sits in Flash Flood Alley, the most flash flood-prone region in North America. The hill country's thin soil over limestone bedrock can't absorb heavy rain, causing deadly floods within minutes. Austin and San Antonio regularly face catastrophic flooding events. The worst floods have killed hundreds and caused billions in damage. Fact 41. Natural Bridge Caverns. Beneath the hill country lies a massive underground world. Natural Bridge Caverns features rooms as tall as 6-story buildings filled with stunning formations. The caverns maintain a constant 70 degrees Fahrenheit year-round and stretch for miles beneath the Texas surface, still being explored today. Stalactites, stalagmites, and flowstone create an alien landscape. Fact 40. Caddo Lake's size confusion. Caddo Lake straddles the Texas-Louisiana border, making its exact size difficult to measure. With its maze of bayous, sloughs, and channels, it covers somewhere between 25,000 to 42,000 acres, depending on water levels. It's the largest natural freshwater lake in the South and home to alligators, making it one of Texas's wildest places. Fact 39. Record hailstones. Texas holds some impressive hail records. In 2021, a hailstone measuring 6.4 inches in diameter fell near Hondo, setting a Texas record. Hail Alley runs through north-central Texas, where storms produce destructive ice balls that total cars and punch through roofs regularly. Annual hail damage costs Texas hundreds of millions of dollars. Fact 38. The Devil's Sinkhole. Near Rock Springs, the Devil's Sinkhole drops 400 feet straight down into the earth. This massive vertical cavern is home to millions of Mexican free-tailed bats. At dusk, they spiral out in a tornado-like formation, creating one of nature's most spectacular shows. The emergence can last over an hour as bats stream into the twilight. Fact 37. The 1900 Galveston Hurricane. September 8, 1900, the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history struck Galveston. The hurricane killed an estimated 8,000 to 12,000 people, completely destroyed the city, and changed Texas coastal development forever. Storm surge reached 15 feet, sweeping entire neighborhoods into the Gulf. Survivors raised the entire city's elevation afterward to prevent future devastation. Fact 36. Enchanted Rock. This massive pink granite dome near Fredericksburg rises 425 feet above ground, but extends 7 miles underground. Enchanted Rock is one of the largest batholiths in the U.S. Native Americans considered it sacred, and at night, the rock makes creaking sounds as it cools. The dome formed 1 billion years ago from molten magma that cooled slowly underground. Fact 35. Texas has sinkholes too. While not as common as Florida, Texas has dangerous sinkholes, especially in areas with limestone bedrock. In Wink, Texas, 2 massive sinkholes have formed since 1980, with one over 300 feet deep. They're caused by underground salt dissolution from old oil drilling. These growing craters threaten highways and infrastructure. Fact 34. The Lost Pines near Bastrop. There's an isolated 13-mile stretch of loblolly pine forest called the Lost Pines. These trees are separated by over 100 miles from the nearest pine forests in East Texas. Scientists believe they're remnants from the last ice age, stranded when the climate changed. The 2011 Bastrop fire destroyed much of this unique forest. Fact 33. Underground rivers in the Hill Country. The Edwards Aquifer beneath San Antonio and the Hill Country is essentially an underground river system flowing through limestone caves. It provides water for over 2 million people and feeds hundreds of springs, including the famous San Marcos Springs, pumping 100 million gallons daily. The aquifer is a critical and threatened water source. Fact 32. When Texas was underwater. About 100 million years ago, Texas was split by the Western Interior Seaway, a massive ocean that ran from the Gulf of Mexico to the Arctic. Fossils of mosasaurs, plesiosaurs, and ancient sharks are regularly found in North Texas, proving this desert was once a tropical sea. Chalk deposits and marine fossils tell the story of ancient Texas. Fact 31. Lake Texoma never freezes. Lake Texoma, straddling the Texas-Oklahoma border, is one of the largest reservoirs in the U.S. at 89,000 acres. Its massive size means it rarely freezes, even in harsh winters. It's a major recreation spot and provides water to millions across North Texas. The lake was created by damming the Red River in 1944. Fact 30. Texas's secret waterway network. The Gulf Intracoastal Waterway runs 380 miles along the Texas coast, providing a protected shipping channel behind the barrier islands. This man-made waterway connects all major Texas ports and handles massive amounts of cargo, essentially giving Texas a highway on water. Barges move petroleum, chemicals, and goods safely away from rough Gulf waters. Fact 29. Mystery lights of Marfa. In the desert near Marfa, mysterious lights have appeared for over a century. The Marfa lights hover, split, merge, and disappear with no explanation. Scientists debate whether they're atmospheric reflections, gas emissions, or something else entirely. They remain one of Texas's greatest unsolved mysteries. A viewing platform lets visitors try to spot them. Fact 28. The Odessa Meteorite Crater. About 63,000 years ago, a meteorite slammed into West Texas near Odessa, creating a 550-foot wide crater. It's one of only 3 confirmed meteorite impact sites in Texas. Fragments of the iron meteorite are still found in the area today. The crater is now partially filled but still visible as a shallow depression. Fact 27. Ice Age in South Texas. During the last ice age, mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and giant ground sloths roamed Texas. The Waco Mammoth National Monument preserves the remains of 24 Columbian mammoths that died in a flash flood 67,000 years ago. Their bones remain exactly where they fell, providing incredible insights into Ice Age Texas. Fact 26. The 100th Meridian. The 100th meridian runs through West Texas, marking where humid America meets arid America. East of this line, rainfall is generally sufficient for agriculture. West of it, irrigation becomes necessary. This invisible line has shaped Texas settlement patterns and agriculture for centuries. Early settlers quickly learned this geographical boundary. Fact 25. Record rainfall. The biggest rainstorm in Texas history hit Thrall in 1921, dropping 38.2 inches in 24 hours. That's over 3 feet of rain in a single day. More recently, Hurricane Harvey dumped 60 inches on some Houston areas in 2017, the most rainfall from a single storm in U.S. history. The flooding was catastrophic. Fact 24. Tornado Factory. Texas averages 155 tornadoes per year, more than any other state. The Red River Valley and North Texas are particularly prone to powerful twisters. Multiple EF4 and EF5 tornadoes have devastated Texas towns, with tornado season running from April through June. The 1953 Waco tornado killed 114 people and remains one of the deadliest. Fact 23. Sand dunes in Texas. Monahans Sandhill State Park features 3,800 acres of sand dunes reaching up to 70 feet high. These wind-swept dunes look like something from the Sahara, complete with sand surfing opportunities. They're constantly shifting and moving with the wind. The dunes were formed thousands of years ago and are stabilized by vegetation in some areas. Fact 22. Longest undeveloped barrier island. Padre Island National Seashore protects 70 miles of coastline, making it the longest undeveloped barrier island in the world. Sea turtles nest here, and the pristine beaches look exactly as they did centuries ago, a rare sight on developed U.S. coastlines. 5 species of sea turtles use these beaches for nesting. Fact 21. Hamilton Pool Preserve. This stunning natural pool was created thousands of years ago when the dome of an underground river collapsed. The 50-foot waterfall spills over a limestone overhang into an emerald pool surrounded by massive stalactites. It's one of Texas's most beautiful hidden gems. The grotto stays cool even in summer heat. Fact 20. Temperature extremes. Texas weather is brutal. The hottest temperature recorded was 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Seymour in 1994. The coldest was -23 degrees Fahrenheit in Tulia and Seminole in 1933. That's a 143-degree range. Texas does both extreme heat and Arctic freezes, sometimes within the same year. The 2021 winter storm proved Texas can experience deadly cold. Fact 19. Earthquakes in Texas. Texas isn't California, but earthquakes are increasing. Since 2008, North Texas has experienced hundreds of earthquakes, mostly linked to wastewater injection from oil and gas operations. In 2015, a magnitude 4.2 quake near Dallas cracked building foundations and rattled the entire metro area. Induced seismicity is now a major concern. Fact 18. 3 coastlines worth. Texas has 367 miles of Gulf coastline, but if you measure the tidal coastline including bays and inlets, it's over 3,300 miles. That's more coastline than California. Texas has extensive bay systems behind barrier islands, creating a complex coastal geography. These protected bays are nurseries for marine life. Fact 17. Big Bend's size. Big Bend National Park covers 801,163 acres, making it larger than Rhode Island. It's one of the least visited national parks due to its remote location, but that means pristine wilderness. The Chisos Mountains rise from the desert like an island of biodiversity. The park protects 3 major ecosystems. Fact 16. Bat capital of the world. Austin's Congress Avenue Bridge hosts the world's largest urban bat colony. Every summer evening, 1.5 million Mexican free-tailed bats emerge at dusk, eating 10,000 to 30,000 pounds of insects nightly. The spectacle draws thousands of tourists and helps control mosquito populations. The bats migrate from Mexico each spring. Fact 15. Derecho storms. Texas experiences derechos, fast-moving windstorms with hurricane-force straight-line winds. These inland hurricanes can produce winds over 100 miles per hour, traveling hundreds of miles and causing catastrophic damage. Unlike tornadoes, derechos destroy everything in a wide path. They can snap thousands of trees and power poles in minutes. Fact 14. Deepest natural lake. Caddo Lake reaches depths of about 20 feet in most areas, but its cypress swamps and mysterious channels make it feel endless. What makes it special isn't depth, but its ancient ecosystem. It's one of the few naturally occurring lakes in Texas. The lake formed when a massive log jam on the Red River backed up water. Fact 13. Deepest lake overall. Lake Travis, a highland lake near Austin, reaches depths of 210 feet near the Mansfield Dam. During droughts, the lake can drop over 50 feet, revealing tree stumps and old structures that are normally underwater. Its dramatic depth makes it popular for scuba diving. The lake provides water and recreation for Austin. Fact 12. Piney Woods ecosystem. East Texas's piney woods are botanically more similar to Louisiana and Arkansas than the rest of Texas. With over 12 million acres of forest, this region features towering pines, hardwoods, and wetlands that feel more like the Deep South than the Wild West. This is Texas's lumber country. Fact 11. The forest state, sort of. Most people picture Texas as desert and prairie, but forests cover about 38% of the state, roughly 60 million acres. That's more forested land than most people realize. East Texas alone has dense pine and hardwood forests that stretch for hundreds of miles. Texas's timber industry is substantial and often overlooked. Fact 10. Water-rich. Despite its arid reputation, Texas has over 7,000 lakes and reservoirs, plus about 191,000 miles of rivers and streams. That's enough waterways to circle the Earth almost 8 times. Major rivers include the Rio Grande, Colorado, Brazos, Trinity, and Sabine. Most of these lakes are man-made reservoirs built for water supply. Fact 9. Springflow Champions, Texas has some of the largest springs in America. Comal Springs in New Braunfels pumps out 300 million gallons per day, while San Marcos Springs releases 100 million gallons daily. These massive springs create rivers instantly and maintain constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures year-round. They're fed by the Edwards Aquifer and support unique ecosystems. Fact 8. The Balcones Fault continues moving. The Balcones Fault Zone isn't ancient history. Small earthquakes still occur along this fault system, reminding us that Texas geology is active. The fault created the dramatic landscape of the hill country and continues to shape the region's springs and water features. It marks a major geological boundary. Fact 7. Largest lake entirely in Texas. Sam Rayburn Reservoir in East Texas is the largest lake entirely within Texas at 114,500 acres. Built in 1965, it provides water, flood control, and recreation. Its size and depth make it one of the premier bass fishing destinations in the country. The lake was created by damming the Angelina River. Fact 6. Rivers everywhere. Texas's 191,000 miles of rivers and streams include some legendary waterways. The Rio Grande forms the entire Mexico border. The Brazos runs 840 miles across the state. The Colorado River, not to be confused with the famous one, flows through Austin, creating a series of highland lakes. Every major Texas city relies on river water. Fact 5. The Rio Grande. The Rio Grande stretches 1,896 miles total, with about 1,250 miles forming the Texas-Mexico border. It starts in Colorado's mountains and empties into the Gulf of Mexico. Despite its name meaning Big River, it often runs dry in West Texas due to drought and diversions. Agricultural demands have severely reduced its flow. Fact 4. Hurricane season threats. Texas faces hurricane season from June through November. Major hurricanes have devastated the coast. The 1900 Galveston hurricane, Hurricane Carla in 1961, Hurricane Alicia in 1983, and Hurricane Harvey in 2017. The entire coast remains vulnerable to catastrophic storm surge. Climate change may be increasing hurricane intensity. Fact 3. The Highland Lakes chain. The Colorado River flowing through Austin was dammed in the 1930s to 60s, creating 7 highland lakes: Buchanan, Inks, LBJ, Marble Falls, Travis, Austin, and Ladybird. This 150-mile chain provides water, flood control, and recreation for Central Texas, holding over 2 million acre-feet of water. The lakes transformed Central Texas. Fact 2. Tallest waterfalls. Capote Falls in Big Bend Ranch State Park drops 175 feet, making it the highest waterfall in Texas. Getting there requires a challenging hike through remote desert, but the reward is seeing this desert waterfall, which only flows after heavy rains. When flowing, it's a spectacular sight in an otherwise dry landscape. Fact 1. The Chihuahuan Desert. Texas contains the largest portion of the Chihuahuan Desert in the United States, covering much of West Texas and Big Bend. This is the largest desert in North America at 200,000 square miles total, larger than California. The Texas portion features unique ecosystems with over 1,000 plant species that thrive in this harsh environment. The desert is incredibly biodiverse. Mountain lions, javelinas, roadrunners, and desert bighorn sheep call it home. Over 450 bird species have been recorded in Big Bend alone. What makes the Chihuahuan Desert special is its elevation, sitting at 2,000 to 5,000 feet above sea level, meaning cooler temperatures than lower deserts. Ancient lava flows, limestone canyons, and fossilized reefs create alien landscapes. The Chisos Mountains in Big Bend are a sky island, where higher elevations create completely different habitats. During monsoon season from July to September, flash floods rage through canyons and wildflowers bloom across previously barren ground. The desert holds evidence of ancient civilizations that lived here for over 10,000 years, leaving pictographs and artifacts. Apache and Comanche tribes dominated the region before Spanish explorers arrived in the 1500s. Mining booms and busts shaped West Texas history, with ghost towns dotting the landscape.
The night sky over the Chihuahuan Desert is among the darkest in the United States. Big Bend was certified as an international dark sky park. On moonless nights, you can see the Milky Way stretching across the sky and read by starlight alone. Temperature swings are extreme, with summer days hitting 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but nights dropping 40 to 50 degrees. The desert is expanding due to climate change and overgrazing. What was once prairie is becoming desert as rainfall patterns shift. Conservation efforts work to protect this unique ecosystem, though the desert faces threats from development and border infrastructure. The Rio Grande carves through the heart of the desert, creating critical riparian habitat.
Underground water is scarce and precious. Ancient aquifers hold fossil water that won't be replaced in human timescales. The desert's isolation makes it perfect for astronomical observatories like McDonald Observatory near Fort Davis. Texas also leads the nation in wind energy, with thousands of turbines now dotting the desert landscape. Ranching continues despite harsh conditions, often requiring 50 to 100 acres per cow. These ranches preserve open space and maintain traditional ways of life. Beneath the surface lie extensive cave systems with stunning formations. Fossil discoveries reveal the desert was once a shallow sea, then a lush tropical landscape. The desert ecosystem depends on keystone species like agaves and mesquite trees. Wildfires are natural and necessary in desert grasslands. The desert's beauty is subtle, requiring patience to appreciate the incredible adaptations of plants that bloom only after rain and animals that never drink water. Climate predictions suggest the Chihuahuan Desert will get hotter and drier. Springs that have flowed for thousands of years are drying up. The desert is home to unique reptiles like the Texas horned lizard and various rattlesnake species perfectly adapted to desert life. The desert experiences sky islands, where isolated mountain ranges create refuges for species that can't survive in surrounding lowlands. Dust storms called haboobs can reduce visibility to zero, causing massive highway pileups. After rain, creosote bushes release a distinctive aroma called petrichor. The desert's vastness offers scale and perspective unavailable in most of modern America. You can see 100 miles in every direction without encountering buildings. This emptiness is both humbling and liberating. The desert teaches resilience, where everything must adapt to extreme conditions. Archaeological sites reveal sophisticated water management by ancient peoples. The Chihuahuan Desert represents one of North America's great wilderness areas, with vast portions remaining wild and roadless. Despite challenges, the desert is experiencing a conservation renaissance as young people move to towns like Marfa and Terlingua. Scientific research continues revealing desert secrets. New species are still being discovered and hidden cave systems explored. The desert changes people who spend time there, offering spiritual renewal through overwhelming night skies and harsh beauty. So there you have it, 50 wild facts about Texas. From ancient reefs to modern bat colonies, underwater caves to above-ground deserts, the Lone Star State contains more geographical diversity than most countries. Whether it's the piney woods of East Texas, the hill country's springs, the coastal barriers, or the vast Chihuahuan Desert, Texas never stops surprising. It's big, it's diverse, it's extreme, and it's spectacular.